Now for the moment that I've been waiting for. The creation of my character. I have an interesting group of comrades. And it doesn't change what I have in what I envision from what my character is going to be. Now, this is going to be a bit strange because obviously I'll be playing in first person. And it's going to be, I got to differentiate me from the character, or do I? So I'm probably going to roleplay as an exaggerated version of my character, myself. I'm going to take myself and I'm going to fuse it with a cool character such as one of my favorite characters, Sephiroth. I want to make a character that in this world is looked at as someone who is legendary. That's my goal. It's like One Piece wanting to be the ultimate pirate or the ultimate something in any anime, but I want to be legendary. I want to be pretty much the way people fear Towart. I want to be that, maybe just not as evil, but I do want to be cool. I do want to be in the middle. I want to be gray. I don't want to be a super lawful savior, but I do want to be a legendary figure. And I'm going to play into that role-wise. So I may not roll certain things. I will just I'll end up filling it out instead. I actually am going to go with, name-wise, I am going to be called the Journeyman. I am going to go by an alias. I will not come up with a name, and if anyone asks me for a name, I'll just say I don't have one. But I'm going with a nickname from the jump. I'm going to go by the Journeyman because that means a lot of things in the vein of this type of game and the tools we're using and just the exploration. This is a journey. I am a man. And my goal is to be legendary and grow from being considered what one would call a journeyman. So my character's name is going to be the Journeyman. Now I hope to be a swordsman, but depending on the way my stats fall, I want to be a swordsman, and I'm just hoping my stats and skills align up with that. And the reason I'm playing this way is because that's the same rules the NPCs had to go by. Their identities, their class, where it was formed before their attributes. So I'm going to do the same. First thing I'm going to roll are my character's archetype. I'm hoping to be some sort of physical fighter, but if not, it's okay. I'll come up with something else. So, my type. Matter of fact, here we go. All right, here we go.
$49.
3415. 3415. Fighter 15. Competitor 15. So I'm going to interpret this, and this is perfect. I'm going to interpret this as I am I can say I'm definitely a fighter, right? But I'm very competitive and maybe like some sort of arena fighter. There's no arenas that I know of, but I strive to be the best fighter. Perfection. Perfect. I'm going to interpret that as what would you call someone that's a try-hard, but in a good way? Like someone who is just striving to be the best. Someone who strives to be the best. Who would you call them? I'm going to interpret that as I am a sword master. I'm a fighter. I choose the blade, and I strive to be the best. I strive to be the master swordsman. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. Off to a perfect start. Fighter, competitor, sword master. Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. I'm happy with that. I am really glad. Oh man, that's exactly what I needed. Something that would let me be what, what I'm. Damn. Let's freaking go. All right. Descriptor. Now, outside of some features I'm going to claim already, bald head, beard. What are other ways you would describe my character that I'm rolling here? Let's find out. 2D100s. Whoa, 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 whoa. Boom.
62.
56 and 6. 56 and 6. Heroic. Ally.
I do want to be in the middle. I want to be grand. I want to be a super lawful savior.
Okay. Maybe I am a good guy. Maybe I'm heroic like I want it, but I'm an ally. Heroic ally. I'm a hero. I'm the perfect hero. I'm not only heroic, who's already an ally, but I am an ally of allies. I am the ally of allies. Heroic ally. Heroic ally. I'm gonna start putting the words just so we can know where it came from. Heroic ally. Hero's hero. I'm a protector. I'm a protector, which really puts me at exact odds with Towart. Towart, I think, is gonna be a villain because something's gonna happen, and whatever happens. You know, I'll be ready because I'm on a roll here, and I think I'll be able to. Just like I told her, if I create my character, we might have problems. I told her that. Oh boy. What? Excuse me? What? All right. What's next? Appearance. This is what I meant. So outside of a bald head and a beard, this is what I also would look like. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to roll appearance. 2D100s. $170. 9773. 9773. weak, regal, weak, regal, weak, regal. So initially I'm thinking I look deceptively weak, but I actually am not. I appear weak, but obviously I won't be. I appear weak, regal. I'm going to interpret that as I appear like I am of regal blood, like, but low tier. Like I look a little disheveled. I look not as uppity, not full regal, but like slightly well kept. Yeah. I look a little above a little more fancier than a commoner. All right, so I'm going to interpret that as, because there aren't really nobles yet that we know of. This isn't that type of setting. Nothing has been established, but I'm dressed, just not, I'm better dressed than the rest of everyone else, but just not, to the T. So I'm going to say, instead of going the route of noble in terms of class and social rank, because that isn't really prevalent in this setting currently, I'm going to go with the other definition of noble, meaning upright and righteous. I'm going to say that I teeter on righteous and neutral. I strive to be righteous. I'm a striver, right? I strive to be the best swordsman, but I'm having a hard time. No, I'm not going to say I have a hard time. Sometimes I find myself in the middle of the scales of what's good and bad. I'm having to choose between the dark side and the light side. But for the most part, I've been good at staying heroic. But I don't go too heroic, but I have a code. So I'm going to say I'm more neutral. I'm probably more neutral good. Lawful neutral. And so I look that way. I look well kept. I appear well kept. My clothes are nice. Well kept, and my clothes are nice. Let's go with that. Well kept, nice clothes. Well kept, nice clothes. Yeah. Let's rock out with that. Yeah. Yeah, Shane. Personality. Now, like I said, I'm going to do a mix of my real personality because I'm playing in first person, but I don't mind rolling to have something else to role play into for fun. I like to role play. I mean, I'm not the best, but it'd be a game in and of itself to kind of adhere to a certain code of role play to kind of keep me on my heels and give me some things to consider when interacting with these different characters and what my character would do. So I'm going to roll 2d100 on the personality table to see if we can get a little personality alongside my current. Some flavor. We're going to spruce it up a bit. Hold on, let me
85.
42, 43. 42, 43. Friendly. Good. Friendly and good. Okay, I can do that. I'm really lawful good here. I'm lawful good here. I'm a really good person. Friendly and good. Wow. Okay. Wow. I'm enjoying. I'm liking this. I can do this. I can do this. It should be interesting. Wow. What's my character's background? That's what we need to figure out now. What is my character's background? 2d100. Can't see. Hold up.
$131.
4685. 4685. Freedom. Sheltered. I'm going to interpret that as all my life I've remained inside of a building training. I've remained indoors training. And now I'm out. I've trained my whole life. I've had freedom, but I've trained. I've had the freedom to train. Actually, no. I'm going to interpret freedom and sheltered as I had no freedom. No, I like freedom by itself. I was free, but I was sheltered. And I used all that time. Instead of leaving, I decided to stay and focus on improving my skills with the blade. I'm a sword disciple. I'm a blade disciple. I'm a disciple. I'm a blade disciple. Disciple of the blade. My life is the blade. Yeah. 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 Background. Freedom. Sheltered. Disciple of the blade. Yeah. This character is fire. Yeah. Now, if I roll a strong strength stat, I'm holding a really long katana with one hand. If I can get a really strong strength stat and agility and reflex, my dream, my goal is to be able, not goal, but I'm hoping that I can get a sword. I want to carry a really big sword and be able to swing that drawn. And if I'm really lucky, swing it with one hand because of my strength. I can only dream. I can only dream. Okay. Next. I'm a disciple of the blade. All right, next. Motivations. What motivates my character?
$45.
3312. 3312. Gratify. Control. Gratify. Control. Gratify. Control. I interpret that as I am motivated to give people control. Whereas Towart wants to take control, I want to give people control. And I find gratification in then giving people control. And in a way, in what that could also mean is the world is undiscovered. People are getting murked left and right because they don't know what's out there. If I can explore and discover what's out there and fix and destroy all the bad, that in turn is giving control back to the people, having control of their environment and their surroundings. I can help with that. Literally the opposite of what's her name, but that makes for an interesting dynamic. So yeah, let's go with that. Giving control. Giving control back to the innocent. Yeah, simple enough. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Now it's time for attributes. Starting with strength first. Actually, no, we're going to do strength last. Let's do strength last. Because I don't want to be crushed from the jump. I need to build up. If I roll minuscule, I'm going to be mad for the whole rest of the rolls. So I'm going to roll strength last. First things first. I'm going to, well, technically first things last. I'm going to roll for my agility. And my agility is important. I don't want to be a slow swordsman. My agility average. Okay. I can work on that. Average agility. Okay. Not as fast as toe work, but it's okay. Reflex. This has to be good. This has to be good. Come on. Reflex. Average. Okay. Okay. Average reflex. Okay. Maybe I'm Mario in Smash Brothers. I'm just all around good character. All right. Reflex. Okay. Okay. All right. Intelligence. This is important because I'm a disciple of the sword. Intelligence is learning abilities, learning skills, getting better. Am I intelligent? Below average intelligence. I'm not book smart like Towart. Man, I'm the opposite of Towart, it seems. Damn. Below average. Okay. That's okay. I'm a fighter. I don't need to be super smart. Okay. Below average, below average. Luckily, I did all my studying with the sword already. All right. Next. Intuition. Intuition. Come on. What's my intuition? How intuitive am I? Below average. Yikes. Below average. All right. Willpower. 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 What's my willpower? Low. These are terrible rolls. What? Excuse me? What? Low willpower? Mental domination coming, man. Towart is going to walk all over me. Got to start from the bottom, I guess, and work my way up. I got to overcome that. I got to overcome Towart's manipulation. I'm afraid to roll the next one. Toughness. Toughness. Come on. I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna close my eyes and I'm gonna roll. Y'all will see it before me. Toughness. What is my toughness? I hope it's high. Come on, man. Come on. Matter of fact, let me step away. This is why I'm rolling low. I ain't have my beads. All right, come on. This toughness got to be good. Come on. Give me that good toughness. Come on. Okay. Refocus. Okay. Above average. Okay. I can roll with that. That's good. That's my best rank. That's my best rank so far. Above average. That's good. I can take a hit. I can survive. Now for strength. On the count of 3, what's my strength? 1, 2. I'm not gonna look. 3. It's okay. It's okay because I'm gonna work my way up. This is how it should be. I'm just an average Joe. I'm an average sword. I'm on a strive to be perfect. I can't already be perfect. Average. It makes sense if I'm a strive, right? Average. I'll take it. Considering that these were all random, I kind of lucked out. If you really want to think about it, I kind of lucked out. These are all random. I could have had more lows. I could have had all lows. I'm gonna go with the middle ground. With the above average toughness. Yeah. I'm not mad. I'm just concerned because my willpower specifically is low and Towart is manipulative and power hungry and Towarts. I am stronger than Towart though. Let's look and compare. This is Towart's. Strength below average. Mine is average. Towards has high agility. I have average agility. She has terrible reflex. I have average reflex. She's very intelligent. I'm not dumb. Below the average. Incredible intuition. I have below average intuition. Willpower below average. I have no willpower. She has exceptional toughness. I have above average toughness. I'm okay with that. I just got to be careful with Towart. Because I will, if we're having a conversation, I will take us out of the conversation if I feel that she would try to do something such as like manipulate me, and we'll roll to see if that works. And then I'll go along with it if it works. Not everything is going to be full dialogue. Like I still will roll conversation. And I will stop the conversation and ask if Towards or any person I'm talking to is doing something. It's not going to be conversation driven. Mythic is still in control of what happens. It's just the conversation pieces, the mundane conversation pieces will happen with Inworld AI. Okay. I think I lucked out with the average. And it works for the game too, because there's room to grow. There's room to grow. All right, skills. I'm going to roll 1d6 to see how many starting skills I have. 1d6. To see how many starting skills I have. Let's go.
4.
4. Okay. 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 All right, first skill.
$127.
97.30. 97.30. Water. Disrupt. Water. Disrupt. Water. Disrupt. In the vein of a sword disciple, water. Disrupt. As a sword master, I'm going to interpret this as a combat style where I flow like water. A combat style all about fluidity and unpredictability, as to disrupt my opponent's actions, attack. A fluid, a stance that depends, that a stance that is based, a stance that is all about unpredictability and fluidity. And it's disruptive. How could it be disruptive? I'm thinking, fluid. I am adapting to the situation. I am adapting to their moves. For the advantage in combat. Yeah. I got to keep that in mind for when I'm thinking of strengths, but this is just merely a combat, a fighting stance. We'll call it fluid stance for now. Yeah. All right. Skill number 2. Let's roll again on the table.
$78.
276. Adversity. 76. Ranged. Yes. I got a ranged weapon. Yes. I'm interpreting that as I have a ranged weapon for adversaries from afar. So I'm a sword master, but I also have a ranged weapon. As an adventurer should. Yes, I'll take that. Thank you. Maybe even a crossbow. Well, I'll say a ranged. I'll carry a longbow. We'll call it. We'll go with longbow. Yeah. Yes, thank you. Thank you. That's good. That's good. Some diversity. Yeah. That's fair. I mean, swordsmen carry bows just in case they need it. What else is it going to be? A longer sword? A longer sword. A longer sword. Yes, and I mean, I have average strength. It's just a longer sword, though. And it's a skill, so you have to be skilled at wielding a longer sword. I think I'd rather have a longer sword than and have it be a skill, so I can justify its use with it being a skill than a bow. I'm going with long sword. Yeah, I think I got to. Long bow, more like long sword. Actually, matter of fact, daikatana. A really long katana. Yeah. Yeah. As a swordsman, naturally I can use swords, but I'm specifically putting daikatana because it's a particular weapon that I would like to use. Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully I get a high roll on it. All right. All right, second skill. Or third, I mean.
$39.
1425. 1425. 1425. Block. Deceit. Block. Deceit. I'm interpreting that as kind of like a lie check. Like not passive perception. Not in it'll use intuition. But it may be like interrogation. But my intuition is below average, so I feel like that would be a waste to make it a skill based on detecting lies. Block deceit. Maybe I should go into a more combat oriented skill where I'm blocking. Block deceit. Being able to read when they are being deceitful in combat. Being able to read misreads. Being able to detect. But that's intuition. I feel like with that being my governing attribute of intuition, that skill is going to be weak. I'm going to interpret this as block deceit in the realm of combat, which is where my bread and butter. I'm going to say that this skill is a skill at disrupting my opponent's attacks, like a block, parry, with quick and deceptive movements. So I'm the one being deceitful. It may not look like I'm on guard, but I am. So I'll be able to parry attacks with quick and deceptive movements. Kind of like when you have a katana, you can just go ching. I'm going to call this skill Deceitful Parry. Secret Parry. Secret Parry. Let's call it that. Yeah. Yeah. Deceitful Parry. One more. These are good skills.
$109.
92-17. 92-17. 92. Travel. 17. Combat. Travel. Combat. Travel. Combat. I'm going to interpret this as the ability to fight anywhere. No matter the terrain, no matter the surroundings. I'm a sword disciple. Nothing gets in the way. I can adapt, especially with my fluid style, to the surroundings and use the surroundings to my advantage. Unhindered by the location. Yeah. But that's more of a strength, right? This is a skill. I'm going to say that this is a skill that involves movement and combat. Movement and combat. It's a skill of movement and combat. I'm going to interpret this as some sort of maneuverability, kind of like a combat stance, but this is more about maneuverability while I'm fighting, repositioning, strike, always on the move. So I'm striking from unexpected angles, which is different from fluid stance. Fluid stance is more of adapting, being defensive. This is going to be more offensive and moving and offense and defense, but more of a utility. step and lunge, lunge and step, either or, whether it's a step, then a lunge, so a step to the left and then a lunge, or a lunge and then a step back, which is very Sephiroth-like. I don't know if when you ever watch Sephiroth fight, it's a lot of. Let's go with that. Step and lunge. All right, so let's roll rank for these. Maybe I'll roll better for my skill ranks. All right, starting with my first skill. Fluid stance, water stance. We'll call it water stance. What am I? How proficient I am with the water stance? Average. Okay. How proficient am I with my daikatana, my long katana? Come on, come on, come on. Let's go. Let's go. Stop. Let's just stop. Stop here. Yo, I'm gonna be so nice. I mean, how strong do you need to be if you're wielding a katana? Like, it's a lethal weapon, lethal damage. So you're there. When I hit them, it's always going to be a matter of, do they succumb to their wounds? Do they die? Because it's lethal. All right. Secret parry. How's my secret parry ability? Secret parry. Let's go. Secret parry. Average. Average. All right, and step and lunge. Step and lunge. Average. What? Yo. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. But damn. Average Joe here. Average journeyman here. I mean, it makes sense. My name is the Journeyman. My name is the Journeyman. Wow. That's crazy. I really am a journeyman, but I don't know. I'm exceptional with the sword, though. All right. A few more things that we got to do here. Next, we roll traits and flaws. This is really going to make or break me. What are we going to get? How many do I get? 1d3 for strengths?
3,
3 strengths? How many flaws?
4,
I might be better than Towart simply off the fact that I have great skills and I'm going to have some good strengths. All right, let's start with these strengths first. One D100, well, 2D100s.
84,
2064. 2064. 20 decrease 64. Decrease object. Decrease object. Decrease object. I'm going to interpret this as this strength is I have such great technique that I am able to destroy objects, decrease them in size, whether that be cutting them, pretty much destroying them, cutting them in half because of my technique. My sword technique, I can destroy. So I would interpret that as a bonus to the odds of successfully destroying something with my sword, successfully disarming something with my sword. A bonus to the odds of destroying objects with my sword. Yeah. Let's go with that. We'll call it sever. Severing. We'll call it precision. We'll call it technique. Plus 2 rank shift. Bonus to odds of destruction of objects. Bonus to odds of severing objects in half. And whatever the bonus would be dependent on the circumstances. But I get a bonus nonetheless. We'll put it that. We'll say that. Just to keep it fair. And it's not to sever people in half. I mean, maybe. I don't see why not. It's a sword. Okay. Second strength.
$66.
2838. Energy. Friends. I'm going to interpret that as I gain a bonus to stamina. I get a bonus to my willpower when with allies, whether it be to help an ally. When I'm with allies, I get a bonus to, I mean, I'm interpreting energy as just like stamina, so I'm going to say willpower. That makes more sense than any other attribute. That makes more sense than any other attribute, willpower. I'm going to say a bonus to willpower when in the company of allies, when in the company of friends. We'll say that. And we'll call this protector. Makes sense. Bonus to willpower in the company of friends. All right, one more.
$75.
5718. Mental. Damaged. Mental. Damaged. Mental. damaged. And it's a strength. I'm going to interpret this as because I'm heroic and a protector, those who are mentally damaged or fearful, mentally anguished and mental anguish because of fear or worry, they feel better when I am in their presence. A sense of hope. A symbol of hope. Yeah. Yeah. Bonus to bonus to bonus to others, bonus to allies, willpower in my presence. We'll call this heroic aura for now. Symbol of hope. Yeah. I feel good about that. All right. What's this weakness looking like? Let's get this out the way. Don't do me wrong. Please don't do me wrong. Here goes. They're going to be like, severed arm. Come on, come on, come on. Here we go.
$106.
7729. Remarkable. 29. Environment. As a weakness. Remarkable environment. remarkable environment. I'm going to interpret this as, and hearkening back to my appearance, well kept, nice clothes, compared to everyone else, I probably stand out. And so I appear remarkable in my environment, and so I stand out. And because I'm a beacon of hope, that probably attracts a lot of heat for two reasons. One, people who have problems will seek me out, flock to me. And two, people who want problems would seek me out and step up to me. So I'm going to say, in social situations, there could be a small chance that I am, one, approached by an innocent who needs immediate assistance, disrupting whatever is currently happening, which could benefit me if it's a good thing that's happening. So that would be disrupted. Or two, I am challenged by an evil individual wanting to harm me, disrupting whatever I'm doing at the time. We'll call this hero's burden. Somewhat likely chance. Ooh. I'll roll a journey check. I'll roll a journey check during every social during every social event. During every social event. That will involve that If yes, event involves helping the innocent. Helping the innocent. Yeah. If yes, abort social event new event involves helping the innocent. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go with that. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to flesh out a character summary. So while editing, I realized that I think I may have been misinterpreting the relationship between my attributes and my abilities. Everything that I was saying that I want to do with water stance is pretty much more of a strength, having, adapting, getting a bonus to my defenses, depending on what the character, what my enemy is doing. That's a strength, right? A skill is something that I am doing. It's an ability, not a utility passive status bonus. You know what I mean? That's more of a utility. Ability is, I'm thinking more of something that I'm capable of doing. That's how it should be. And for what I was describing with secret parry and step lunge, these are all just natural things you can do as a character, just using your base attributes. And as someone who is not really that incredibly fast, yes, I can do it. But will it be as good as someone who's a lot faster than me? No. Is if the person's swinging really fast, or they're really good at the weapon that they're using to attack me with, and I'm reacting by using step and lunge with an agility of average, it's not really that. It's not really going to be, it's not going to turn out well. And it may, there's a chance for everything, but pretty much secret parry is just me blocking with my katana. I would use my katana skill to defend myself using mythic rules. So, it'll go both ways. I use my katana, which is an exceptional rank, to attack. I use my katana to parry and block, and I'm going with the most relative ability that I have that can justify me using it, and that would be my katana. Secret parry, I'm just shortchanging myself out of an ability by going with something like that. What I'm describing with secret parry is essentially having the reflexes to do that. My reflexes are average, so yes, could I parry? Yeah, but I'm going to be using my dai katana to defend. I'm going to be using my dai katana to block. That would probably be big. I would probably, my reflexes versus, depending on what their attack is, I may take into consideration my reflexes. Depending on what I'm blocking, I would take into consideration my reflexes. But I'm going to be using my dai katana, and whatever negatives would come with that, if depending on what I'm trying to defend, would be considered. But step and lunge is just, that's agility and reflexes, and I don't think that's a proper use of ability. Same with war stance. So I'm actually going to re-roll 3 abilities, and I'm going to go with something more appropriate, and something that I can sit right with. Starting with And what's cool is they're all average rank. So, you know, I feel as though I can re-roll because they're average skills. It's not like I saw I saw which ones were ranked and now I want to re-roll them. No, they're all average. So just switching out abilities to make better use of these 3 slots for starting abilities. I'll get more abilities. I'll learn more as I go. But it's not, rolling this high means my character has some aptitude enough to know for its particular abilities. But I'm keeping my katana, obviously. That is my weapon skill. So I know how to use this weapon. I know about this weapon when it comes to anything related to this weapon. And by weapon, I mean weapon type, a dai katana. You know what? I might even also say I want it to be a long sword. No, it's going to be a straight katana. We'll go with a straight katana. Yeah. Yeah, a straight katana. Not like something curved. I want it to just be a really straight sword. Katana sword. Katana sword. Okay, let's roll this first ability. Okay. Two D100s. Pow pow.
106.
2185. Oh, y'all couldn't even see that. All right, re-roll. I didn't even get a chance to see what it was yet.
$126.
8541. 8541. Strange. 8541. Guide. Strange guide. Strange guide. Man, I can interpret that as in many ways. Initially I'm thinking some kind of knowledgeable expert or pathfinder of just the world out there, but because we don't know anything about the world out there, maybe I'm quicker to adapt. And to learn faster. Discern about the things that I discover faster than most. My intelligence is below average, though, so that wouldn't be a good one. Let me take a look at my. I want it to make use of strength, agility, reflex, willpower, toughness. Strange guide. Strange guide. Do I have some? Yo, I'm going to interpret this as some sort of familiar. Strange guide. Man, I can go so many ways with this. This is tough. I'm going to interpret strange guide as this is perfect. I'm going to interpret strange guide as there is a supernatural there's a supernatural guide, spirit guide, disembodied voice that guides me in various ways through the meta plane and just life in general. I'm going to, one, use this as a medium for the audience for various things involving my character. A voice. You all would be the spiritual guide. Help me make choices. Plan. Manage resources. I'll be looking to the guide for guidance sometimes. That'll be a vehicle and a medium for the audience. How it would benefit me directly in a situation, in the game itself. Maybe more like a knowledgeable expert of the plane. I adapt faster, learning, because I want to strive to become the best and I want to help people. I adapt faster because of the spiritual guide that kind of runs its own knowledge check, we'll say. I like the idea of it adding its knowledge, combining its knowledge to my poor knowledge and having it being something that I grow like a plant. And the benefit is to, to make up for what I lack. So yes, I'm not super intelligent, but the spiritual guide is the audience. And maybe as I grow, the audience grows and your image can grow and we can add more and more to what you look like. You'll evolve, you'll grow alongside, as will your knowledge. That's how you grow. And you'll grow based off of off of subscribers and likes, and we'll base it off of that just for fun. I mean, why not? To show growth. Yo! This familiar, this strange guide, this creature will have its own page on pndrpg.com, where we'll give you all, or anyone interested in taking control of this character or getting involved with this character, you can submit things and we'll do fun stuff with that. Yeah, strange guide. Strange guide, and I don't really know where it came from. I kind of just adopted it. You know, I feel I have an attachment to it. There's definitely an attachment. There's a bond between us for some reason. It doesn't we don't really know what it's capable of yet. It's like my little, I don't know, monster. Plain monster. Again, driving a larger wedge between me and Towart, which it's Towart. We'll go with Towart. I know I've been saying it with an S and not with an S sometimes. We'll go with Towart. Kind of like Joe Budden, but some people say Joe Buttons. It's one of those deals. Yeah. So a little plain monster. We'll see how that we'll see how that goes. All right, yeah, let me go ahead and update that. How is it a skill though? Yeah, let's treat it like a Pokemon. Whatever it's capable of is what the skill rank would be. And it's average, so it's like a gamble, you know what I mean? And maybe average can represent my ability rank with it. Yeah. It's average, you know. We're talking cantrips, depending on what it can learn. But it'll learn things, and then when I need to tap into it, the acting rank will be average. So yeah, let's go with that. We'll call it manifestation because they're not called monsters in this setting. Creatures and things we encounter will be just considered manifestations of the master plane until we do start giving them names. But we'll just call this manifestation until we decide. We'll let the audience describe what they want it to when it starts to gain sentience and intelligence enough to know what it is. Maybe a name itself, or it can remember what it is. We'll say it remembers what its name is eventually, or not. Maybe it doesn't have a name, but for now we'll just call it manifestation. All right. I like that. I like that. Yeah. That's very fair. And we're going to change this from Daikatana to long sword. 2 words. It's a long sword. Not a katana, not necessarily a katana. It's a sword and it's long. We'll call it that. And for my 3rd ability, and then I'll roll my 4th ability. So here we go. right, here we go. So far, I'm really liking the re-roll. It was necessary. Those skills were redundant. Oh, y'all can't see this, can you? All right, hold up. Let me get you good. All right, there we go. Here we go.
$118.
65.53. 65.53. 65. Mundane. 53. Knowledge. Mundane knowledge. Knowledge of something mundane. I have knowledge of something mundane. Let's find meaning. I like the idea of just having knowledge of something. I need that. And whatever it is, it will be mundane. So let's get some meaning by going to the meaning table. And let's get some meaning in our lives. Yes. What does it all mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? To know, not what does it mean. I need some meaning. So I can know, and I can tell, and I can share information well. Tell me what does it mean to me? All right, here we go. Meaning table 1 and a D100. Hey. Oh, y'all can't see. Oh, y'all can kind of see that.
45.
We'll keep that. That's a 45. See that? That there is a 45. And that 45 means guide. Guide. Huh. All right, and here's another.
112.
67. 67. Pain. Guide. Pain. Mundane knowledge of guide pain. Mundane knowledge of guide pain. So to think out loud here, I'm thinking I know how to either make something that treats pain and like something it's like an ingredient, like a really basic ingredient recipe, or I just know some like spiritual, let me see, toughness. I have above average toughness. I'm going to lean more toward a technique, a skill, a technique that helps me shed off pain, divert pain, become resistant to pain. Yeah. Become a skill that helps me shun off pain. I'm going to treat this kind of like the way a monk has that ability called heal in Final Fantasy Tactics, and it got rid of those really annoying status effects. This is going to be a skill that is going to be used to heal wounds. Literal wounds. Not more so heal them, but stave them off. So maybe decreasing when I can use this on on a wound to hold off having to ask the question, do I succumb to wounds? I can use this to postpone when I start to take the negative effects of having a wound. So usually if you take a wound, you take a minus, depending on the severity of the wound, you would take a penalty rank shift to any skill or thing that you're doing that involves that body part. If it's to the torso and it's across the board, if it's to the head, it's across the board. You would take that penalty on everything you're doing that involves that. Maybe I don't have to take that penalty because I'm not feeling the effects of the pain yet. It's not affecting me yet because I was successful at using this ability on that wound. So either this is going to be something I have to use for each wound I take, which doesn't make sense, because this is obviously something that is going to be some sort of meditation. So it would more so be me having the time to, maybe it is fast. Maybe I'm not sitting there meditating. That would be kind of whack. This is a technique that I'm exploiting my toughness. I'm leveraging my toughness and being able to shrug off the pain. This is going to be something I use right then and there. It's going to be like a focus, and it's going to be for my entire body. So for all wounds, I'm going to have an attempt at it, and obviously, it'll take penalties based. It'll take a penalty or bonus depending on what the severity of the wound is. So if it's like a minuscule cut, it'll be really easy with, it's average, but it'll be easy to just shrug that off. Let's go with that. What would I call this technique? Store pain. Store it away. Delay pain. We'll call it delay pain for now. I'll come up with a cool name for the technique as I settle into my character. We'll call it delay pain for now. Delay pain. I feel like I can have a cooler name than that. Clear mind? I'm clearing my mind. Toughness is mental. It's also physical. Abominable. We'll call it shrug pain. I like the idea of shrugging it off. Ignore pain. Ignore pain. Ignore pain. Yeah, I like that as a skill. I'm just straight up ignoring pain. Again, delaying it, but treating it nonetheless. No, let's treat this like a heal. Let's treat this like a heal. Like a healing ability. Or I can... No, because it's not closing. It's not closing the wound, so it doesn't make sense to directly heal. Not in the context of the style that I want here. I want this to be more like meditative, but more just like me just ignoring the pain, and I can roll that on the wounds that I have and they just go away. But it's just average. And obviously, it would take time. I would take time in between when I can roll it again. I can't re-roll it. Maybe I could, but time would have to go by. It's a mental thing. I have the toughness to do it. But my willpower is low. That's straight up willpower. So this is going to have to be more of a thick skin approach. It's going to have to be something physical because this is toughness more so than it is willpower. My stats are telling me the story right here. It's not mental at all. It's all physical. So maybe I have some sort of thick skin. To shrug off pain. Like the nerves are deep in there. The pain nerves, it takes a lot to even tap those. But it's a skill, not a bonus. It's a skill. That's not mental. Holy crap. That's not mental. I'm going to ask ChatGPT to give me some ideas for how I can interpret this ability that doesn't involve willpower or intelligence, because I don't have that. What is a way to interpret the words guide and pain into an ability / skill that a sword master would learn / have that doesn't involve the attribute of willpower or intelligence? The word guide could refer to the development of a new technique for channeling energy and momentum through the sword, allowing the sword master to direct their strikes with greater precision and accuracy. The word pain could refer to the mastery of techniques that will allow the swordmaster to harness their own pain and injuries to increase their strength and tenacity in battle, making this a formidable opponent even when faced with seemingly insurmountable odds. I could have thought of something, but ChatGPT did, and I like it. So it's whatever you want to do. If you feel you can take it, take it. If you're just curious to see what ChatGPT AI intelligence would put together, no one's stopping you. I really like this ability and the thought path that I'm about to go down. Holy crap. Guide pain through my sword. Guide pain. When I am injured, I guide my injuries, my pain through my sword strikes, through my strength. Yeah. Through my strength. So the more injured I am, the more strength. If this is maybe going to be a channeling ability that I'm going to channel, kind of like going Super Saiyan, to convert that pain into my strength. And it's something that I'm going to have to activate. Guiding the pain into strength. And because it's toughness, I'm able to bear the wounds. It's kind of like a berserking rage. Yeah, and we'll judge it all based off of. We'll judge it all based off of the severity of the wounds, where the wounds are at the time. This is how much strength I would gain, and we'll be fair about it. Woo! For now, we'll call this. We'll call it channel pain for now. I like the idea of like form. It's like a form that I go in. Yeah. I want to channel my I want to channel my love for the shonen animes. This is a form that I go into. Maybe I'm not physically changing, but it's gonna look like something. Maybe my eyes turn their color. Yeah. It's a form. Yeah, it's a form. I'm a sword master. We'll call it War Master form. No, because I'm on the edge of death. We'll call it Edge Nah. We'll call it Edge. Tough form. Hero form. Protagonist form. The protagonist form. Yeah. Because that's what I am. I'm a protector. I'm the protagonist so far. I'm friendly and good. I'm well kept with nice clothes. I'm a heroic ally. Okay? So that form that helps me divert pain into divert pain into strength. That's the protagonist form. Let's go with that. And when I use it, it's versus the wound. I'll also say that the wound no. Nah. We'll call it channel. We'll call it channel pain. And what it's going to do is it's going to be this skill versus the wound. And if I get it, if I'm able to channel that pain, that particular pain, I want to be able to choose the wounds. If I can channel that pain, I get to then boost my strength depending on the wound, the severity rank of the wound. Let's do it that way. So in a way, it's still a skill. It's a skill that targets wounds, and I'm choosing to channel those wounds. And yeah, I can use that. I can channel each wound. I just can't channel. Should I be able to channel all of them at once? If my intelligence was higher, I would say yes. If my intuition was higher, I would say yes. If my willpower was higher, I would say yes. But this is all just toughness. This is me getting stabbed in the chest and looking at the wound, and if successful, pulling it out and smiling. Okay, that's what this is. That's goon shit. I'm okay with that. We'll call it channel pain. Yeah. All right, and then the last ability, step and lunge. Step and lunge. Man, I went through some changes, huh? Sometimes it all comes together. You just got to work it out. You know, you just got to work it out. All right, last ability.
$91.
3655. 3655. Oh, y'all didn't see that. I rolled a 36 into 55. 3655. Environment. Legal. Environment. Legal. Yo, I am an enforcer. It's like a policing skill. Justice. Law. Order. Order. Matters of order. Matters of justice. I'm going to be essentially a protector, right? This is more the logistical side of that. Everything, the knowledge behind that, which is very specific knowledge. But it's good because it's my strength, and I'll be able to leverage this. So if I don't know nothing, I know I know the law. I know that perspective of law. Yeah, we can talk about magic, but is it right? So we'll call it lawful logic. Kind of like a persuasion, a knowledge check, a moral scale, on a moral scale. I can use it to create laws and encourage people to follow them with the same skill. This is why you should do it. This is why we need this law. This is why you should do it. Obviously, depending on their alignment, but at least I'm coming with the facts, and I could stand on my square should someone disagree, because I know it's right. This took a lot of finagling, but I think I've arrived to what I want to interpret this as. Environment legal. I always liked the way Batman was always prepared for things. So I want to be someone who is able to adapt and be prepared for things by knowing, that's knowledge. Okay. I'm going to and make it more physical. I'm a tough character. So this is going to be more of a enforcing law, upright citizenship in my environment. Again, the opposite of toe work. She wants to control everything. I want to enforce everything. And I want people to have their freedom. So it's more of an enforcement skill that can be forceful in a negative way, or it can be more legal up and not physical, more using my toughness and knowledge of law and legal, whatever that may be, wherever I am. I feel like enforcement is more portable. Let's go with enforcement. Enforce. Yeah. Enforce. All right. So what that means is I need to rewrite my summary for my character now that I have these new abilities. Hero doth embody the epitome of knighthood and swordsmanship. A legendary sword master he is, with a heart that beats for the protection of the innocent. With noble garbs that befit his station and friendly demeanor, he is beloved by all who lay eyes upon him. A disciple of the blade he is, and his dedication to the art is unmatched. Motivation by the return of control to the meek, he doth roam the land with a steadfast heart, striking down tyranny and oppression with his trusty blade. Though he may not possess the physique of a giant, his toughness doth rival that of even the most cunning of rogues. His proficiency with the significantly long sword is unmatched, and he has befriended a strange manifestation that serves as his guide throughout the master plane. His secret technique, allowing him to channel pain into his strength, is the reason for his formidable might. He enforces law and righteousness, striking down those who would dare to oppress the innocent. With allies ever at his side and a heart that beats with the desire to protect, he is a symbol of hope to the mentally weak and a bastion against the forces of darkness. And with that said, we will now be using ChatGPT to convert everything being said into Old English, because it just sounds amazing. And I want my RPG to sound like that. The only reason I wouldn't is if I have for some reason had a hard time reading that. And I know Old English can get a little crazy sometimes, but that was doable. And I'm totally okay with, fumbling a couple words here and there. Wow. That made me sound like a beast. And I look cool as hell.